ahead of us, so we are all going to stay very hyper-focused.
Let's kick ass. We gotta go fast today, guys.
That's great.
Expert is a strong word.
But like you did, like it looks like you did like 100 of them. If you didn't get better.
Hi, I'm Don Thacker, director at Imagos Films, and this is Project Babylon, aka Chill Interrupted.
Don is the writer and director, and he also runs Imagos Films. So he's sort of in charge of setting the vision for everyone well before anybody gets on any set. What's really unique about this production is that Don doesn't know anything about drugs or weed in any way, shape, or form at all. He knows the exact opposite of all those things. Something that Don did early on with the script that I thought was really funny was when he was fleshing out all of these characters, he was able to do a bunch of interesting research to find out all of the vocabulary and terminology and different types of ways that you could incorporate the language of weed, or the language of Weedcraft Inc. If you look at that right now with the knowledge that he just doesn't really know, it's without all the research, it's hilarious. So he found it enough to make a very good production, but it's definitely not in his wheelhouse as a normal human being.
I want a little bit more authority, a little more monotone authority. We have a guy down.
Executing a search and seizure of, a warrant of search and seizure.
Let's run it real quick.
Alright guys, rehearsals on final round, please.
But they're like these little robots, and the real aliens are these huge, like Norwegians.
Like, is it metal or does it look like metal?
Let's have you lay backward facing us on the one. Yeah. Get on there, lay backward, put your head down.
Oh, okay.
Put your head down here.
All the way.
Yeah. I like that. I think you'll just have a joint. Be laying all over that. That makes sense to me. That's fun. And then we can go boom, 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 boom. Back. Milk is an alien abductee. If you listen to what he's talking about, he's actually talking about an extraterrestrial theory that actually exists, which is that the Greys, those little gray dudes with the big almond eyes or whatever, they're actually robots controlled by Nordic-shaped aliens.
I'm Lindsay Peck. I'm an executive producer at Imagos Films, but on this particular production, I was a script supervisor, which I tend to do. What was really cool about this particular set is that we weren't really on a studio set or on a made-up set at all. We were actually in a kind of grunged-up production house. It looked pretty authentic right from the get-go, but then I was there from the beginning of the day and I got to watch the art department dress everything.
You'll notice in the spot we've got some cool characters. Every single one of them is a combination element I researched about cannabis use and movie trope. The most obvious one of these is Jules, probably, and she's taken directly out of Predator 2. You can tell because she has the look of a character from Predator 2 and only says lines that King Willie says.
His foundation lies in the Holy Mountain. Sela.
That's on purpose. You can see in the set there's actually a little predator in there to kind of let you guys know that that's a reference I'm making on purpose. It also gives us the cool vibe that when Nina shows up, she's basically the predator, which is like the coolest film monster ever. Phil is the sort of man of the house. They have a tiny little grow operation, and he's actually kind of the leader of the grow operation. I kind of imagine him as like sort of a cross between that caterpillar guy from like Alice in Wonderland and Brad Pitt from True Romance. Next to Phil, directly to his left, is a character named Raja. She is the nerd. This is her first time ever doing marijuana in the context of the story. But she has been helping with the grow operation, with sort of accounting, and she's probably set up the website and all this other cool stuff. She is smoking a cigarette load, which I learned was where you take some portion of the tobacco out of the cigarette and you pack the cannabis into it. You know this already. I'm just the only one who didn't.
This poster up here was free. It was given by some random guy in Burbank that was he apparently has a shit ton of these blacklight posters and has just been like slowly getting rid of his stash for the last however many years. I just like to think that the characters in this space have a sense of humor and that they just see shit and go, yeah, no, I want to look at that. I want to stare deep into the eyes of an owl on a daily basis. Charlie, the character that is smoking the honey bear, she seems to be a pretty chill person. She's the kind of person that I'd probably be friends with. She's obviously very creative because she's thinking outside the box. I did a lot of tapestries to kind of warm up the walls and to kind of make the space feel more like a hug when you walk into the room. Also did a shit ton of junk food because junk food is your best friend when you're getting high with your friends.
Need help?
I think one of my favorite little just random findings is this little predator guy.
The exterior you see in the spot, that's the actual exterior of the place. That you've probably definitely seen in some kind of music videos or anything in the last 10 years, I'm sure you've seen it somewhere. It's a very popular production house, but because of that, they don't really require us to do much super cleanup.
Using this air pump to pressurize this container to shoot off the blood explosion. A little elbow grease in there. How to do the trick.
It's not about how much blood, it's about the pressure with the blood, you know. I need to make sure that the blood sprays not only behind her, but off to the sides, in the air too. And so that's what these two little tubes are for. So it has 6 different pathways of destruction.
I'm hooked up to 6 tubes of blood in my lower back, basically. Just you explaining makes me feel nervous.
Charlie is the kind of the quality control agent in so much as she smokes all the pot all the time. So the way the bloodshot worked is it's a multiple phase effect. We've got our special effects coordinator and special effects makeup guy, Eric. He's down behind the chair with a pneumatic blood sprayer thing. It's all attached to the girl's back, and he's got it all rigged up, and he's paying attention to the cues, and he hits a button and poof, blood goes all over the wall. And then we follow that onto Raja, who gets sprayed in the face. She did a great job, that actress. She actually was a stunt person. When she came to audition, I asked her if she would be okay getting shot to death, and she goes, oh, I'm a stunt person, I do it all the time. One of the guys we got is actually an off-duty cop. Well, not technically he's an actor now, but he was a cop at one point. He's the guy with the shotgun. We gave him the shotgun because he knew how to use it, scarily. He's a big dude.
And 3, 2, 1, action! Breach, breach!
Clear! Clear! Search warrant! Down! Down! Everybody down! Hands visible! Stay down!
Dick shit.
Shut the fuck up! Hands! Change it secure.
So, agents running in at you is a little intimidating because they have very realistic looking guns. One of them is an actual ex-special cop, so we gotta shoot, but yeah, it's intimidating.
We're making a movie, James.
Down! Down! Everybody down! Hands visible! Stay down!
You guys want to talk?
Stop resisting!
that definitely makes it an Imagos Films production is that in another version or in another universe for this particular spot, you might just see everyone on a couch talking about weed, like that whole opening part is pretty typical. But what makes it unique to Imagos is like agents busting down the door, someone getting shot, there being blood all over someone's face, and then some sort of in-universe character for Devolver Digital coming in and yelling at them about it. So that's definitely unique to Imagos Films.
That's great. That's great. It was important to make sure that the game got presented as a fun piece of entertainment that both touched the cannabis question seriously, but also in a humorous and fun way. Very, very Devolver, right? Like, it's never just jokes or just serious. But at some point, I needed to turn it. I needed to go from hilarious to serious. But not like actually serious, like ridiculous serious. And who better to go absolutely ridiculously serious with than Nina Struthers? Without spoiling too much, I can tell you with a fair amount of certainty that Nina Struthers will be back. You can get Weedcraft Inc. right now on Steam and GOG. I suggest you do. Otherwise, I know a certain chief synergy officer who might find you.